Allow the two children to have the budget. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego die politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún live. And thank you so much for joining me tonight, brethren, in the Temple of Truth. If you have read the caption of the broadcast, remember to read the description of the broadcast as well. Like the broadcast, the video, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them, Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And once again, thank you if you have done all of that. And to our new members, because I've seen that we have received at least over 400 new members on YouTube. If you are one of them, well, joining us for the first time on Máyégún's Diary Political Live. So we say welcome. If this was a physical gathering, I will ask your neighbor to shake your hand, like say stand up or raise up your hand if this is your first time of watching Máyégún live. And then I'll ask somebody next to you to shake your hand and, say welcome to you. Or we can do that virtually as well, like say you're welcome. But there is something, a very quick reminder, okay? On Máyégún's Diary Political, right? And meanwhile, today is Sunday, so which is what we call the No Holds Bar session on Máyégún's Diary Political. So if you are joining this platform for the first time, because, you probably saw a video or a content that attracted you to this platform, right? So there is, there are some rules which are like our own rules here. So the first of them is that we do not do political correctness, okay? Which means that whatever I say is, none of them is, a slip of tongue or what have you, okay? So we do not have respect for the criminal, religious, rogues in Nigeria. We call them the pulpit bandits. And that is not a direct attack on your faith, okay, on your belief or what have you, all right? We do not have respect for the rogues ruining the contraption called Nigeria. We don't. Whether they are young or they are old, doesn't really matter. So which means we don't do political correctness. On this platform, more than 80% of us are interested in the total breakup of that contraption called Nigeria as well, which means we are not unity beggars. We are not here to offer solution to how to make Nigeria better, all right? We are not people who deceive ourselves by pretending to have a solution that will fix Nigeria. Nigeria is not fixable. Do you understand? So that you don't join this platform and begin to kind of have a different expectation. So what this platform really stands for is to educate whoever cares to be educated about Nigeria and the reason why Nigeria is not working and why it will never work. Our own solution is very simple and straightforward. And that is, if all of us care about Nigeria that much, right? The closest thing that we can demand for is the breakup of that contraption from the current arrangements. Do you understand? So don't come here and begin to ask for way forward. The only way forward that we, majority of us, kind of agree to here is that the contraption should be broken up. And do not try to gaslight us, okay? We are not the haters of Nigeria, All right. We are just people who have reached that point of reality. Like we have come to that reality that those who are responsible for the destruction of Nigeria, they are those who hijacked power, but for their selfish use only, not for the betterment of the millions of people trapped in that contraption. So we are not responsible for their actions. We are only responsible for exposing their actions. Do you understand? So don't kind of begin to be offended. Now, another thing is that on this platform, right, we believe as well that everybody knows the problem of that contraption called Nigeria. Everyone does. If you call anybody and say, what do you think is the problem of Nigeria? They will tell you in abundance, like they you know, for hours. Now, the difference between us and them is that we are not just showcasing and highlighting what is wrong with that contraption Nigeria. We are also mentioning the names of those who are responsible for it. And now in mentioning names, right, these individuals that cut across all tribes, all ethnic and all religions in Nigeria simply means that when we mention their atrocities, we also mention their names, okay? We mention their names and we don't give a damn about where they come from. Now, if you then suddenly take offense and feel like because you are Igbo or you are Hausa or you are Yoruba, you feel offended because of the names of those we are calling, then you will be treated the same way we treat them, all right? Which is we'll trash you like we trash them. So the purpose of this platform is to kind of help the citizens who care to know that it is not your fault that that contraption is what it is, but it is your fault if you continue to give excuses for them or find excuses for them. And also, this platform helps you to understand where you belong, because there are so many pretenders out there as well. You see, a lot of people pretended that they want a better Nigeria, but on their own terms. And that is why we believe that Nigerians don't really hate corruption. They don't really hate oppression. They do not really despise, you know, bad behavior. Most Nigerians that condemn bad behaviors are doing so simply because they are not direct beneficiary of this bad behavior. The moment they get closer to benefiting one way or the other, right, then they normalize the abnormalities. And this is why on this platform, you can get to know if anything we say here offends you, it tells us where you truly belong, even if you are disguising. If the werey is disguising, pretending that you want something better, or meanwhile, right, you actually love your own oppressors, you love your own criminals differently. So the way you react to what we say here, when your name is not really mentioned, will tell us where you belong. It's so easy. And you, even if you are confused, to understand where you truly belong in this scheme of things, on Mayegun's Diary Political, we can help you understand where you belong. Whether you are a closet Buhari Den, a Buhari Dideri, a Buhari Dinotu, a Buhari Dijatu, a Buhari Shuku, Ngoziari, Nnekahari, or a Buhari idiot, like generally, or maybe yours is like a bad idiot, a bad start, okay? A Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbu Alimajiri, right? And humbled slaves, voluntary slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. Maybe you are just a crumb eater, a crumb chaser, ass licker, or ricer, or yours is an Abrodian Ronuku, which is the same as the Ronu bandits, the Ronu Nazis, the Ronu, you know, the Yoruba Ponus, and all kind of characters that we have sort of created on this platform. You will figure out where you belong at the end of the day. Now, if you don't belong to any of these, then you are probably going to be a true Templar. A true Templar is somebody who doesn't lie to himself or herself, who doesn't blame himself or herself for the atrocities committed by others. And you shouldn't, by any means, try to become an associate of these rogues, whether they are on the pulpit, your church, or your mosque. So it is very clear. So many of us here who are like the adherent followers of Mayegun's Diary Political. Now, if you are now Brodian Ronuku, like we call them, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and others like that, okay, you will get to know as well. I'm talking about those of you who always love Nigeria from abroad. And then despite the fact that you are living in a pretty much like an advanced society, you still support the criminality of these rogues in that contraption. You will find out where you belong. It's very straightforward. Now, you may lie to yourself, you may lie to other people, but you can't really lie to yourself on Mayegun's diary political. The bottom line is that do not take offense when you hear whatever Mayegun says. And like I said, I am very, very intentional. If I want to call anybody Olori Buruku, I call them Olori Buruku without blinking. If I want to call them Olushia Shiri, I call them Ashira. Unfortunate, I call them. Do you understand? And without blinking, none of everything that comes out of my mouth is, anyway, like a slip or a mistake. I don't say things and take them back. No. So that is why if you are new on Mayegun's diary political and you want to kind of understand how and why we arrive at where we are, right? Then you can possibly just listen to me with a neutral mind, all right? So don't come here and begin to ask for respect for criminals. We don't respect criminals. And please don't play the card of, don't you have home training? If you don't want to, do you understand? Because the people we are talking about, the rogues who have destroyed lives, millions of lives, we have asked severally that who are their parents? Did their parents raise them to be this kind of heartless, cold criminals who are mortgaging the lives and the future of millions of, of people in that contraption? Do you understand? Now, if we are clear about all of that, I don't think we'll have any problem. Now, if you misbehave, suddenly if you start acting like a lunatic in the comment section, there are guys who are walking about with armor. You will see armor next to, a spanner. You will see a spanner next to their names, right? Especially on YouTube. Their job is to knock you akwaku, knock you spanner. If you begin to misbehave, if you begin to act like a lunatic in the comment section, trying to kind of like, defend these rogues. So also, their job is to get rid of you. Now, out of all of that, right, then you are welcome to Mayegun's diary political, the temple of truth, the temple of the uncomfortable truth. Thank you. So tonight, we are starting with the latest from the people destroying people's chairman. So people destroying people's chairman, right, is acting chairman rather, is his name is Damagum. Now Damagum and another guy who I can't remember his name right now is they are both believed to be the closest sort of a plans of Wike in PDP, people destroying people. Now, people destroying people were supposed to be like the biggest opposition to APC, the Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Akbanyo People's Congress, all past and present criminals, APC, but somehow, right, they have managed to cripple the supposed opposition. They were supposed to be to Tifnumbu, the Jaga werey, the Jaga banditi, the Jaga addicti, the druggie himself, and the certificate forger, Tifnumbu. So it is believed that Wike, who is like in APC already, but somehow is still holding on to the PDP. So he has his own loyalists within the PDP that have made it more impossible for him to be punished for anti-party, what have you, insubordination, and kind of like above their supposed law in their own political party. But the guy changed recently and started speaking a different language, which is pretty much new. That's what we're going to start tonight. So according to him, he said it is time for them to deal with Wike, and not just Wike, they will deal with Wike's co-travelers due to the happenings in Rivers State. Remember, Wike has his own lawmakers whose kind of like assignment was to remove Fubara, the man that Wike personally installed as a governor of Rivers State, and based on an agreement that he later reneged on. Long story, okay? So according to Damagum, they've had enough of Wike, and right now it is time for them to go after these guys. And Wike's co-travelers have been purged, out of their PDP as we speak. That's what it said, right? So let's start with that. Damagum, ladies and gentlemen.
As regards to the defection of the 25 members from Rivers, and I will read as agreed by all members. There is no remedy for 25 former Rivers Assembly members. We've asked we counsel them to prepare for fresh election. The People's Democratic Party asserts that there is no remedy for the 25 former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who, by virtue of 109 1G of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, vacated and lost their seats by reason of defection from the PDP, the party platform upon which they were elected into the House of Assembly. Our party insists that having now vacated and lost their seats, the only option available for the former lawmakers, if they wish to return to the House of Assembly, is to seek fresh nomination and re-election on the platform of any political party of their choice, in line with the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and the Electoral Act 2022. The 25 former Rivers lawmakers freely and without any cause vacated their seats, being fully aware of the consequences of defection from the party upon which they were elected into the Rivers State House of Assembly without the conditions stipulated by the 1999. For the avoidance of doubt, there is no division in the PDP at the national or any other level, for that matter, to justify the defection of the 25 former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly from the party. They therefore vacated their seats for reasons best known to them and cannot return to the House of Assembly without passing through a fresh electoral process in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and the Electoral Act. Moreover, the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Barrister Ihi Edison, officially declared the seat of the defected, now former members, vacant, in line with Section 109 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The Rivers State House of Assembly, having become functus officio on the matter, cannot readmit the former lawmakers unless through the channel of a fresh election. Our party therefore counsels the former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly not to be deceived by anybody giving them the false hope and impracticable assurances in Abuja or any other place that they can return to the Rivers State House of Assembly without a fresh election, or that the Independent National Electoral Commission can be stopped from conducting fresh elections into the 25 Rivers State constituencies where vacancies have occurred by reason of their defection. For emphasis, Section 84(15) of the Electoral Act 2022 is clear in providing that no courts have powers to stop INEC from conducting election wherever and whenever a vacancy occurs in any electoral constituency. For clarity, Section 84(15) of the Electoral Act 2022 provides that nothing in this section shall empower the courts to stop the holding of primaries or general election under this act, pending the determination of the suit. The PDP demands that INEC should, in line with Section 109(1) and G and Section 84(15) of the Electoral Act 2022, fix a date for the conduct of fresh election in the 25 state constituencies in Rivers State where vacancies have occurred by reason of the defection of the now former members, pending the determination of any suit in any court. The national leadership of the PDP charges all members of our great party in Rivers State to remain united and resolute in the defense of constitutional democracy and rule of law in Rivers. He has every right to be called upon to attend a meeting without seeking clearance for us. More so, as regards to your question, whether the constitution of that meeting was constituted right or not, this will be answered.
That's Damagum. And again, I don't really have to say much. Like, if you have been following the political brouhaha in River State, so one of the miscalculation or miscalculated step taken by the supposed Wike's loyalist was for them to decamp to APC, hoping that Tifnumbu would kind of protect them. You know, it is still part of the lawlessness in that contraption. Don't get me wrong, all right? Because normally, they should have conducted a different election by now. But because it is a lawless place, and, you know, the hijackers, the power snatchers in charge of the contraption right now controls the institutions that could possibly have acted right, supposedly the INEC. So they intended and removing Fubara. Now, a bit, let's roll it back a bit, just for context, all right? Fubara was not interested in becoming governor. It was the Emperor Wike, the werey Wike, that needed a very quiet dullard to help cover his ass when he is no longer in power, cover his loot and all other criminal activity of his. And he didn't find any suitable candidates among his co-travelers. He had to pick the state accountant general. The accountant general, which is this Simfubara, accountant general of River State, that was declared wanted by the EFCC a year before the end of werey Wike's term. Why? EFCC said that they were probing the finances of River State, and they discovered that over 425 billion naira was missing, unaccounted for, just disappeared. But werey Wike, who happened to be the governor, had immunity, so they can't really arrest him. And they figured out that the person that has been helping him to doctor the book was a Simfubara. And that one didn't have any immunity. So the day they planned on arresting Simfubara, werey Wike was a little bit ahead of them. So he grabbed Fubara, moved Fubara and his family straight into the government house in Port Harcourt. And that was where Fubara lived until the day he was sworn in as the governor. So werey Wike ensured that to protect his own loot, right, werey Wike bought forms, House of Assembly forms for all the 31, House of Assembly members. He bought the forms and he barred others from buying the same forms from PDP. Those who dared him and went behind him to go and procure the interest form of the House of Assembly, for the House of Assembly seats, one of them was actually arrested. They arrested him. werey Wike ensured they arrested him, locked him up until after the swearing in. Can you believe that? They picked somebody up from like December 2022. They did not release him until after July 2023, after the election, after the swearing in. They didn't release the guy. All of this is to make sure that, number one, this Simfubara will be the governor, okay? But surrounding him, right, will be the men and women appointed by werey Wike. So Fubara was just to be the head to fulfill the constitutional requirements. The status of assembly filled up with the weakest loyalists. So when they rigged the election, put Fubara in to safeguard him, right? The status of assembly here to Werewike. It was time for the appointment of those who were to work with Fubara. 80% of these appointments were the weakest appointees, or the commissioners, special advisors, board this and that. They were all appointed by Werewike. To the point that majority of them were not even seeing Fubara as their Oga. Whenever Fubara says, for example, whenever Fubara sends the memo to a ministry, a commissioner, to sign, the commissioner will be asking Fubara, "She Oga is aware? Is Oga aware that you are asking me to sign this money?" And the Oga is Werewike, who has now been appointed minister by Tifnumbu. So this was how they were running. But the real stick, a stroke that broke the camel's back, was this unseen agreement that they said they signed up for. And that was, Werewike was said to have put an arrangement in place that all the revenue accrue, including allocation accrued to the state, Werewike would take 30% of that in order to maintain the political structure he has put in place, from the local government area to the status of assembly, to the National Assembly, and to the governorship seat. This was the agreement. So in order to sustain this political structure of Werewike, they will need 30% of Rivers State revenue. Fubara paid for 3 months. That was in 2023. Then he stopped. So Wahala started. By the end of 2023, it became obvious. They said it became obvious that Fubara was defying Werewike. So they started a plan of removing him, because that's actually how it was supposed to be. If he misstep, he will be impeached. So you see these guys from the status of assembly, right? They met with their Oga, and their Oga gave them the go-ahead that they should go and threaten Fubara, that he will be impeached if he continued to defy Werewike. So by December 2023, Jidrogi Tifnumbu called a meeting. But before he called that meeting, the Rogodinho has already entered a different stage. And that particular stage was when people people in the Fubara's government, appointed by Werewike, who were loyal to Werewike, they started resigning. And then the status of assembly guys, 27 of them plus the speaker, said they were leaving PDP, they were going to join APC. But before they came to APC, they threatened to impeach. They said, if Fubara continue like this, we will have no option than to impeach him. So the moment they let that cat out of the bag, then they decamped. That was when the misstep happened. That was how they shot themselves on the foot. But Tifnumbu, the Jagawiri, called a meeting. And it wasn't like a meeting to settle anything. It was a meeting where a resolution has been drafted. And it was just for all of them to sign it. Say, okay, you know what? This is my final solution. Tifnumbu said, all status quo should remain. Those who have decamped to APC, House of Assembly members, he can't send them back because they ran to him. So they remain APC. And also, all those who resigned from Fubara's government should be returned back to office. Now, this was not taken lightly by those who have become the loyalists of Fubara, especially those who claim to be the Rivers State PDP or Rivers State leader somehow. So every day, the camp of Fubara continued to swell with new converts. Because the moment these guys claim to have the camp, The left, the remaining 3 House of, maybe 4 House of Assembly members, one of them was appointed as a speaker. So when they got to 2024, from that moment on, Fubara stopped dealing with these guys. They cleared their seat vacant. Now, they've lost that power of being able to impeach him. Not forgetting the fact that in the whole melee, Fubara and his own camp, they bombed the status of assembly, so that at least if the status of assembly is going through renovation, you can't sit down and say you want to impeach me. This was in 2024. So the whole 2024, another game was when Fubara organized the local government selection, where the local government chairmen, their tenure ended sometimes in May or June 2024, but they didn't want to leave because according to them, Fubara cannot appoint a caretaker. In fact, the former House of Assembly members that they camped and lost their seats, they extended the local government chairman tenure. Who does that? Anyway, at the end of the day, they got outsmarted. Fubara had his way, did a local government selection, replaced them with his own loyalist. Like I said, their camp continued to swell and swell and swell. In all of this, so many people were kind of asking Wike, what the hell was wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You have done your own 8 years as governor, and you still want to lay hold on this river state. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You are a minister in Abuja, stick to Abuja. And it was like, agreement is agreement. That he spent his money in making Fubara governor, in making all these guys, National Assembly members, senators, reps, and all of that, right? And the agreement of, now this is political structure, is what Fubara is destroying. That people should talk to Fubara. Anyway, that's not the first, that's not the only transgression of Wike. He has held the people destroying people in the jugular, like you probably will think is the alpha and the omega of a PDP. But there's also a political undertone. There's a political leverage on the side as well. You know, a divided PDP is a blessing to Tifnumbu, and it's a one-party state agenda. So if PDP can be together and all other opposition can be together, they have no right or chance of challenging him. So this crisis continued. Different court cases, different counter judgments, counter court orders, ex parte order. And in all of this, people were saying, what exactly is wrong with PDP? Because Wike has managed to managed to control like half of those inside the PDP. It became like untouchable. He even had a court judgment that says that Wike cannot be suspended or dismissed. I'm like, so now that this guy is now changing his tone, well, maybe 2025 is the year the real battle of the bastards will take place. Or there is more from what Damagum was saying. Here is another one.
Was constituted right or not, this will be answered by Fubara himself. Ours is the position of the party. We have all right to defend the party's position and to also retrieve what belongs to us at the appropriate time. So we don't have to seek for Fubara's clarification or anybody to act on behalf of the party. So I'm not aware whether he's the one that signed it or not. I cannot confirm that to you because I have not spoken to you. Most of these rumors are peddled by you media. Because as far as I'm concerned, there's no any crisis in the party, and people have the right to express their feelings. If they don't like the face of Damagum or the NWC, they have every right to say these people should go. The same people are saying we are doing very well to keep this party together, and this is why we are here. We will continue to do that, and when that time comes, we shall see. But we are all not mindful of the fact that we have a responsibility to this party. So that allegation, you said it yourself, is an allegation. So I'll consider it an allegation, and don't propagate it further, because you know, when you propagate rumor, it causes crisis. So please, I indulge you to also be cautious of what you hear. It with Wike one time, and he was saying it publicly, the party is intervening. You see, in this kind of crisis, you don't have to come out and say we are meeting, we are doing this, we are doing that, because a lot of interests are there, and it can jeopardize the process of this intervention. Not quite all right. The party has intervened. That was why you have seen some camps at certain particular time. And as regards to the president intervening, I'm sure he's doing that in the interest of the nation, because of the security situation and the agitation that is building up. So as a president, he will know he can intervene in other states as well, even if it's his states. So that does not foreclose the fact that the party will have to take its responsibility to also do what to do the needful. That is one of these things that we are doing. It's also in line with the outcome of what has happened. So you don't have to. And our stand about Wike, you have always pampered that. I have always said this thing: as long as you are a member of this party, there is a time for everything. My duty here is to stabilize this party, not to stay a crisis. And I will continue to do that within the confines of reason. When it goes out of its hand, we will act. But meanwhile, we still see it within the ambit of the laws. Mind you, we have other litigations going on still in this party, and definitely we won't want to plunge our party into another crisis. And let me even draw your attention that some people have gone to court, especially the lawmakers, to say there was crisis in the party. That was why they defected. Assuming there was real crisis, which you and me know there was no any crisis in this party. Assuming we planned the party into crisis, we will be here talking now. So I think we are doing everything possible, and we are not mindful of the fact that it's not only Wike. There are other people that also have worked against this party. When we get to that level, we'll sanction everyone. So if Wike today believe is above this party, we will be able to show him that he's not above.
You get that now? So bottom line is that for the first time, Damagum is actually mentioning Wike in his press conversation. In the last 1.5 years, he has always been dodging and dodging. There was a time that they also plotted in removing him, because he is believed that to be in the what do you call it, in on the payroll of Wike. Because what people were asking is that, man, like, how can your party be so, like, with no discipline? Somebody is acting with, brazenly in this way, giving excuses. Oh, it's been giving excuses about equity and fairness, equity and justice, and all this other nonsense, right? But he's someone that got played. Don't let us forget that part. Wike got played in 2023. Wike stole 1.4 trillion naira of River State money. Don't ever forget that. 1.4 trillion naira. And this is the money he spent wholly on PDP, hoping that he will become the presidential candidate of a PDP. And those who pledged that they will be with him when he was spending this money, Wike was using River State money to bail out about 3 states, especially Sokoto State in northern Nigeria. Sokoto State is a state that got so mismanaged by Tambuwa, right? If not for River State money, it's on record that Sokoto State alone collected more than 100 billion naira from Wike. Payment of salary. It was even doing some Father Christmas across the northern Nigeria at the time. When the time came for them to deliver their delegate for Wike at their PDP Congress, Abina Convention, they all went for Atifku. That kind of, man, that destroyed, that broke something inside Wike. That it became what you are now seeing today. So what a coward is that he's not bold enough to just say, you know what, I'll just go and join APC. But he didn't want to do that. To him, they would destroy the same political party and ensure that that Atifku, I'll be anybody, they will never have anything from that, you know. And that's what, that's what coward does, right? So he's on revenge. So why can't the PDP get rid of him? That's the question majority of people are asking. Don't forget that Wike has his own friends and supporters who believes that he's been treated so unjustly. He's been treated so unfairly. But he got played. That's what happened. They played him. Wike should be in prison. That's why I made this Grok, AI picture. This should have been a common picture of Wike in handcuffs, in prison, for looting River State so brazenly, enough that as part of the deal he made there with a Tifnumbu, the treasury looter as well, like him, a kleptomaniac drug dealer like him, was to make sure that he's never, in all the EFCC investigation that made the EFCC declare the Fubara wanted, right? Which Wike was the target, right? That investigation should remain buried. And that's the compromise they have on him. He should be in jail. There are many, those of them who are supposed to be in jail, but right now they are like being protected by police, by DSS and the rest, and they are moving about and they call themselves. Wike is being called an honorable minister. Honorable. I've been an honorable minister. Here you get now. So he got a deal for himself in APC, but he should be able to move on to them. But part of the deal is to ensure that the PDP remain in comatose. And he's doing that. So if Damagum is now feeling like it is time for them to deal with Wike, for the first time, mentioning Wike in his own presser could be a very good beginning, or a sign of what is still to come, 2025. So one of the supposed Wike's henchmen before the table turned, who is now the chief of staff to Fubara, had this to say, because it's more or less like Wike is now fighting almost everyone in River State, including Peter Odili. Oh, you heard that one, right? So here is what the Fubara's chief of staff, a guy that resigned as a lawmaker to go and take an appointment in helping to sort of stabilize Fubara against Wike. Listen to this.
From our father and grandfather, Sir Dr. Peter Odile, that is the man who the former First Lady Patience Odile handed him over to. Not be so. Orashi people took all the risk. We are in the front to make sure he becomes governor, to succeed as governor. Will benefit anything? No. But under this administration, waiting they promise us they know if we do. It never they happen. Almost Zona Hospital, never they finish. I hold Amok Road, you never they complete. Amok Tebema Road, you never complete. Elele, Ikri, Amok Road, you never they do it. Who is your brother? Don't be Fubara. Who is your brother? Don't be Fubara. I beg, play one song for our governor. December we passed, somebody sent me one video where the Minister of FCT, they host a committee of friends where they drink, and we see two persons say that they apologize to Minister on our behalf. No be juju be that. No be juju be that. How you go apologize for us when the leaders of Russia are here? Yes. You can't tell the whole Senate to apologize for us? No! The only offense our grandfather and father, Sir Dr. Peter committed, was to tell Wike, please allow Rivers people to be. Don't be so. Allow our resources to be. Don't be so. Allow the governor to govern Rivers State. Don't be so. Line two persons. Let me tell you, how did their career start? Right Honorable Prince Chibudo Uche was Deputy Speaker House of Reps. Who make a House of Reps member Deputy Speaker? No, we put on delay. Prof. Felix Obua was local government chairman. Who make a chairman? No, we on delay. Wike was.
You know? So that was them in Rivers. And there will be more from where that, that came from, by the way. So in the next few hours or in the next few days, where the Wike will respond as well. And of course, you can imagine what the response will be like. So as they are inching towards 2026, 2027, the drama is expected to become pretty much like dramatic, you know? Well, let's leave with the Wike and their PDP, as well as other, songwriters, composers, and singers like that, okay? So let's stop by in Anambra. In Anambra State, Anambra has been in the news in the last 2-3 weeks, where Soludumb set up a vigilante militia and gave them guns to hunt down those suspected to be behind the kidnapping and insecurity in Anambra State. Commendable, they will say. But they have been using some extrajudicial means of identifying those they call the criminals. We have had innocent people being killed on the allegation of them being kidnappers without evidence. Others have also been rounded up, beaten up, tortured under this guise of them being bomb makers on different allegations as well. However, there is actually a special squad, or should I say the same squad, going after DBS. The people we popularly call or known as Babalawo or Mamalawo, Onkulawo or Antilawo, Brotherlawo or Sisterlawo in Yoruba land. I don't know what they call them in Hausa or what they call them in Tifi. Director Scott, what do you call Babalawo in your area? They call them Dibia in Biafra land, in Igbo land. So to this militia of Soludumb, all these DBS in Anambra State, they are criminals. And they must first to differentiate between criminals and original DBS. So the state government put together a plan that all the traditionalists in Anambra State, they must register and give access to their shrines to this special squad to determine that they are not kidnappers and they are not involving in some criminalities. Okay, so that somehow is called a religious persecution on the one side, because the same the same treatment is not kind of being meted out on Muslims or Christians. So the Dibias or the traditionalists, which is also a religion, by the way, right, is now a direct target from a direct target of this Soludom's militia. To them, they are causing more damages. They are doing more damages than good. For example, there is one called Aqua Okuko Tiwara Aki. I don't know if I pronounce that right, but you do know him. This young man is a very popular face on social media. Let me see if okay, yeah, that's it. He's a popular face on social media. Someone who claimed to have the power to make money rituals. Is very popular on Facebook and is partially also present on Twitter. Instagram, you see him there. So he encourages young people to come to him, pay him some money, and he will make them money rituals to make them rich. His digital footprints, they are everywhere, no doubt. So among other shrines, they've sort of, demolished in the name of fighting insecurity in Anambra State. Yesterday, this Aqua Okuko, I mean, what is his name again? Aqua Okuko Tiwara Aki or so, right? It was picked up by the Soludom's team 2 nights ago, rather. And despite his digital footprints, where he's been like brandishing money, worth of cash, to say that, it could make people rich. And I went on to investigate, by the way. They said the level of, the level of degeneracy among the young people in eastern part of Nigeria, in their ways of looking for easy and quick money, in the last 2 years, has reached a sort of a serious alarming rate, no doubt, because social media is there to lure them out. So to some, it is just a mere 419, a fraudster taking advantage of the gullible ones. But to the Soludom's security, there is more to that. So he was picked up, he's been arrested. While they were interrogating him 2 nights ago, he had, I'm going to go look for that clip, by the way. So he had this to say, where is that clip? 1 sec, sorry. Yeah, this one.
The video that is going viral.
It's not my page that posts the video.
And the law, you said you know about the law.
Yeah. I hear about the law, about Wike. I know that you see the way I hear, go to my page, you see nothing like that.
Okay, you know you have already stopped.
Yeah, because they say, okay, do this, okay, I just stop it. But that okay, now we give them gunmen. Okay, they will not be na them. Okay, then I be sent away. But now because that one, they're there for what?
So, gentlemen, we are going to push further. We must. So we want to see those things. Okay. We want to even see where you do these things, and then the evidence that what you're doing, and then even your shop, okay, where it is, and that is what the law says. And failure to get all these things, of course, you know the consequences. I will add you dozen. So get the team ready. We'll investigate him first. As at this point, yeah.
Come this way. Come. Call me. Come.
He's a social media influencer, and they call it the Okite. Yeah, that's what they call it, the money ritual, the Okite ritual, which is that if you, man, I've seen the video of this guy. He's done some funny fetish sort of, rituals. I've seen where he had people, young boys, line them in a stream, right? And had them bathe with you know, the blood of animal, like they were slaughtering animal and all of that stuff. And I'm like some stuffs that they are just like ridiculous. But except he actually commits any crime, you know, he might have committed the crime of obtaining money via false pretenses, which is a crime. But it is not a crime to be a traditionalist. It is not a crime to be a dibia. Okay? I want us to be very clear in that area, okay? Now, if you see any, whether even if you are a Muslim or a Christian or you are a dibia that gets involved in human sacrifices or killing anyone, that must be dealt with. But except for that, being a dibia shouldn't be something that automatically puts you on in a suspicious what have you. What would they even know if they get to a shrine and they see blood in a pot? So are they going to say he's committed a crime or what have you? So right now, there is no evidence of him probably being involved in kidnapping or what have you, all right? But except if they have evidence of him duping people, which in itself is a crime. And then the part where is influencing young people into what they consider as ritual crimes, like except there is a crime committed, because the only reason why it's being picked up could be for two reasons. The first one is that to those who believe that he's a fraudster, disguising himself as a dibia, all right? And then others who believe that maybe he's actually doing some rituals that is suspected that involves human sacrifices. Now, there is no established fact on this. He categorically denied that he's doing okay, he's doing this or that, even though there is evidence of all of that on social media and how much of this he displayed on social media. But the reason why I shared this with you is that apart from those who have been unlawfully extrajudicially killed in Anambra State in the last 2 weeks, they've had successes though of those who have kind of like confessed to their crimes of being kidnappers, and they've taken them to the site of their crimes, where those they kidnapped, collected ransom from, and still killed them, right? They've had successes. But this kind of profiling of people and saying you are guilty until you prove innocent is totally against the normal natural laws, Abi. You are considered innocent until proven guilty, not that you are guilty until you are proven innocent, because that seems to be the operational procedure of Soludump and his militia in Anambra State. From what we have seen so far with evidence, once they grab you, you are guilty until you prove that you are innocent, or until they prove that you are innocent, and you are likely never going to have a chance of proving it. So we'll continue to shed the light on the activities of this Anambra militias, because a lot of people believe that all of these two, they have something to do with the election of Anambra State that is coming up later this year. And that's why we will continue to. So this guy has been locked up, and his own lawyer, which is Ejiofor, his name is Ejiofor, that is his lawyer. So his lawyer is now demanding for his release. If he's committed no crime, if you have no evidence of him committing any crime, there's no point in locking him up, because he's a dibia. Right now, they are clamping down on anyone and everyone who is dibia in Anambra State, except If you are Soludom Sedibia, like, belong to his political class, his political circle, then you may be spared. True story. Right? In Borno State, in a place called Banki, very close to Bama, in Borno State, they have this new terrorist, or I don't know if it's even new, a young man, says he's a Boko Haram leader, and his name is Mulwuta. I don't know if I pronounce that right. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Just say Boko Haram leader, Mulwuta. He has sent a message to the people of Banki, a border town next to Bama, in Borno State, that he gives them until the beginning of Ramadan to repent, or else it will unleash terror on them. It will slaughter them like animals. So the question people are now asking is, to repent from what? Listen to this.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته الحمد لله أم بنكي أمامو تماما إن شاء الله فون يا kita koma إن شاء الله شو ما دون كمين كلاهونا نار ستاهون كلاهونا dia kawash mare are tumuwala rawaltuno tumuwala rawaltara wama uhande kya dondo kashare kami are umamulu tamana inshallah.
A little boy. He is the leader of the Boko Haram in that axis. He's got his boys with guns and different kind of ammunitions around them in that video. And he's sending that message to the people of the Banki in Bama local government area of Borno State, that they must repent or he will slaughter them like animals. There are many like that. You see the Lakurawa terrorists, you see the Boko Haram terrorists, you have the ISWAP terrorists, you have the Fulani terrorists, you have all kinds of terrorists in that part of Nigeria who are like Lord in their own, in their own different fiefdom, like kingdoms, right? They have areas where the Nigerian government, has gazetted as, they call them ungoverned areas in northern Nigeria. If they feel like it is time to slaughter Nigerian soldiers, they do that with so much like gusto. And there has been no real consequences. Terrorists are controlling communities in northern part of Nigeria. They are organizing Jumat prayers. They are organizing preachings. Like they will gather everybody under the tree in these communities, and they will be preaching, reading Quran to them, preaching to them, and without any fear of anything. Then they will upload the whole video on the internet, TikTok, everywhere. They are everywhere. You know? In the Jabuibo, my paternal hometown, my Palestine, my hometown too, Jabuibo. They have been suffering from the endless invasion of this same Fulani terrorists that in the local parlance, they call them the Fulani herdsmen, where people who have invested so much money in farming are continue to be victims of this farm invasion and destruction. Here is somebody's personal experience just yesterday.
This got to the farm today. Look at the menace. Look at what the Fulani herdsmen are doing. Look at it. They pull down the fence. They can set the pathway. They enter through this place overnight, and this is about 20 acres of cassava. Yes, about 20 acres, and they finished it. 20 acres. Look at it. There's cassava here, grown cassava. They finished it. Grown cassava, look at it. They finished everything. Look at it. Look at the leaves. They ate everything and finished it. Look at the cassava leaves. They finished it. Grown cassava, look at them. They finished it overnight. 20 acres of cassava plantation. That's what they did overnight. Yes. It was there 2-3 days ago. All of this place. The maize has been harvested, and the field is left with only cassava. They finished all the cassava inside. Look at it. A closer look will show you how much havoc they have created. The whole field, look at it. About 20 acres. This got to the
if you want to understand the genesis of food inflation in Nigeria, it all started 8 years ago when these Fulani terrorists invaded every part of Nigeria. And their main targets are the farms. They were destroying people's farms until the entire country couldn't really produce enough food to feed their population anymore. It was like a target. They destroyed farms. I'm talking about tens of thousands, if not millions of hectares of farms across Nigeria. The story is the same, and it's been like endless. 20 acres of land of Gari plantation, and they destroyed everything. There are people who have run into serious debt simply because they invested so much in agriculture. And the moment the Fulani terrorists brings in their own cows, they invade these farms, prematurely destroy everything. Like they did all this. They were doing all of this intentionally. In some farms, right? Like in some places, they will be uprooting the gari, the cassava, and be feeding their cows with them. You see this hunger, this food inflation that you are suffering from in Nigeria today. The genesis of it started from 2016 under Bukwari, and it has not stopped. People have just probably reduced reporting it, because it has gotten to a stage whereby you are not expected to even say Fulani terrorists did this or Fulani did that. You are likely going to be arrested because you will be blamed for inciting. They'll say you are inciting tribal hatred. Sometimes they will ask you to go and report it and collect a compensation. And if you invested this much on your farm, number one, somebody says, okay, you know what, we'll just give you money. There are people who have actually got compensated, though, but it will never amount to what the value of these farms or the produce from these farms would have served in the on the populace, where the food is available, surplus, compared to your farm being destroyed, and somebody came and said, okay, we'll give you 5 million naira compensation, where you manage to get compensation. In most cases, people even get killed for trying to fight these guys off. So 8 successive years, they destroyed the food basket of Nigeria. From Benue to Abia to Anambra to Kogi to Oyo to Ogun to everywhere. People have their sad stories to tell. And today, people just have to rely on palliatives from politicians. local economy, where people were usually like, they will grow their food and they will move them to the local markets and sell them in a much like competitive prices. Now those farms produces nothing, or next to nothing, and Nigerians are facing starvation, famine. You can't talk about it, or else they will say you are trying to incite tribal hatred. How do you even know they are Fulanis? What if they are other people? Because they always have their apologists as well. Those who will gaslight you and say talking about it is you showing your hatred towards the northern Nigeria, asking people to defend themselves or asking them to get rid of these guys if they come to their farm, right? Is considered an incitement. The criminal politicians in Nigeria continue to shield these rogues, these terrorists, by the way. You don't understand, when people come to destroy your food basket, they are terrorists, and terrorists are not people you should treat with levity. They destroyed the food production in Nigeria, across Nigeria, to the point that their World Food Organization, what do they call them, now telling us that more than 90 million Nigerians are going to face food starvation, serious one, in 2025. This is the reality. A few days ago, we received the reports of the attacks on the Nkalaha community somewhere in Ebonyi State. Eyewitness who said they spotted these terrorists lurking around their communities. Then they raised the alarm by alerting the authority that these guys, these Fulani terrorists, they are lurking around our community. And we know that they are kind of like angling for an attack. They called their bluff. In some place, in some cases, right, they arrested the young people who tried to organize a sort of, a watch party for the community. They arrested them as troublemakers in Ebonyi State. Then a day after that, or 2 days after that, the tragedy struck. They attacked this community, killed 16 people. Those who managed, hundreds of people ran away. They became refugees in the neighboring communities. Well reported, documented, with evidence of these attacks. Guess what? Yesterday, their governor came out and said the attackers were not Fulanis. Initially, he went there to plead with the people and said they should calm down. They will fix it. They will sort them and make sure that never happened again. The people said they wanted to fight back, but the military started arresting them. The military prevented them from fighting back or even defending themselves. They disarmed them. Eyewitness accounts. The survivors. But the state governor from Abakaliki said, no, they were not Fulanis. There were some local boys, unknown gunmen, that attacked the community. What? Nwifuru, that is the name of their governor. So which means the assailants were never arrested and would never be arrested. This is the problem. And just yesterday, the news broke that this Nwifuru guy, the stooge of Devil Umahi, announced that he is now setting aside some fund for Hajj 2025. What the heck? Ebonyi State, from the available record, they have less than 2% of Muslims in that place, but the state want to spend 550 million naira to send people to Mecca this year to appease God knows who. And this is a state where it is believed that it is the poorest state in the eastern part of Nigeria. The poorest, when they say poorest, right? It is as poor as what Zamfara can be, if Zamfara is not even better than it. It is a state where Umahi was their governor for 8 years as well. It is a state where, if you are looking for the textbook definition of poverty, go to Ebonyi State, for real. A state like many other states in Nigeria, though, with no access to drinking or drinkable public drinking water. A state with the highest number of dilapidated infrastructures, including medical infrastructures or educational infrastructure, schools. People were raising funds on social media to renovate their classrooms in Ebonyi State. But this mofo, to appease God knows who, has 550 million naira to send people to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, to go and pray for Ebonyi. Oh, I got this image. It is from somewhere in that same Ebonyi.
Lawenden. Nani vunu chorote emerun basarala mina.
If I shot the mirror, I can't let me know that the mirror I could let all to that Jamaica come dying.
No, I mean, and I run around the
Camera follow me. Because she better have your home, tell her after the negative back in the market. And do an air carrier 7 years, but I make up from government. A couple she ain't no laugh as the beauty Rebecca. Beauty Rebecca, let them wait any dream make a lower. Let us Rebecca, no children. You have 1 million for all heck. No, you have meaning for all heck. Camera stand well. Madam, no get the why women always
Two poor men cannot help each other.
Lawenden.
So, you see, the first video is a community with no water. The second video is the primary health center in Ungbom Oposi, Akwa Ibom. I'm sorry, Ebonyi. Right? Let me show you another one. This time it's not a video, it's a picture, right? See this. The first picture, sorry, the picture on the right where that car is stuck, right? That is Nkalaha, the community where the Fulani terrorists attacked the people and they killed 16 people. That's the road to the community, Nkalaha, right? On the left, look at that wooden bridge. That wooden bridge, right, is in a place called Okaleru, Unde Guazu, Unwu Ezekohu. That's the name of this area. Nwifuru, the stooge of Umahi, is their governor. It is the guy that wants to spend 550 million naira to send people to Hajj in 2025. These are the mofos in charge of that contraption. The mofos, I call them mofos all the time because that's who they are. Somebody says it's a matter of priority. Of course it is. The priority is pretty much like so misplaced, you know? in Lagos and Port Harcourt, the NDLEA paraded 2 men, in fact 3, caught smuggling drugs. They want to smuggle drugs out of Port Harcourt airport, I think, and then Lagos, Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos. I put the 3 clips together for your own perusal, for your view, or viewing rather. Please watch this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63.
How many?
Total 63.
Total is how many?
63.
19.
Eh? They are 19. They are 19 number that is good there, count the rest.
Speak loud.
Louder.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Put in the other, the second. They are 18 number. And you, this are the ones who speak.
The third description is how many?
Third one, how many? Yeah.
The fourth expression is how many?
10.
The third one is 10. The fourth one is 10.
That's one is 5.
That's 5, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The fifth expression is how many? 5.
These are the whole that we have educated and then distributed. So you carry the I think the weight in your present. Yes, sir. What was the weight? 1.348 kilogram. You observe it. And it was tested. And the commander is only
One.
If you drug your president, so let you get my drug left, right, and center. There is a, the drug epidemic in Nigeria, drug abuse, especially among the young people in Nigeria. The harder, the tougher the economy becomes, the more desperate and criminally people have also become. So you see that last part, right? That one is for the homo science student, where I don't know the name of the drug though, right? But they have all of this there for drug addicts as well. Just take two or something, you crush them and get high, I think. From drug pandemic, epidemic, to environmental, pollution or environmental destruction by people who will use the cover of the night to perpetuate littering, like dumping of refuse in the open space, not using the normal, dump site and what have you, but rather use the cover of the night to litter, an open space. So, Wahabi Wole Wole, the Lagos Kai working at night caught this man doing this barbaric act.
Listen to me. If it is wrong, I could have dropped it.
Where do you stay? Where do you stay? Where do you stay?
This place is a central hospital.
Okay. Where do you stay, sir? Where do you stay? Where do you stay? Where do you stay?
I'm staying here.
Where? Along this road?
Yes.
Okay. You have to tell us the reason why you brought it in. No, wait. Now the reason. No.
The reason is that
okay.
I see that this place is a central.
Okay. In your house, you don't have a bin. Question. Do you have a bin in your house?
I don't have a bin.
Okay. Do you pay PSP?
For now, I just park near the door.
Okay. Okay, let me explain to you the reason why we have to follow you home. You pack your waste, we go to your house, we want to see why. Okay. Okay, there is no problem. Okay, there is no problem. No harassment. Okay, you can pick it up. Pick your waste up. So we follow you down to your place. And that one too. Yes, that's your man.
I'm a gentleman.
Okay, let's go.
I don't like doing this. I look at the place like the central of
people don't pay. This is illegal dumping, and that's why we are here. So you can see the signboard also. This is the signboard. Okay. Let's go to your place. Let's go to your place. Abi. Open. Let him park. You have just parked. Oga, park your car. Oga, park this thing here. Just park here.
That does mean now. He said we won't check what you do. I know. I'll check her now. When they lose her. No, to check. You know, go come say, yeah, I got something. I don't mind, don't come now, talk to him. And this one.
So, Oga, please, can you just explain first? Why do you have to bring it here? There must be a reason why you.
What you might say you call to check.
Yes, I'm checking. We need to check too.
Check inside my brother first. I'm a security man now. Check. Because that is the most important thing there. Because if I know I bring like, you go be like say something go if there. Yes, sir. I'm alive, I did very soon. Not even there inside here.
Like dumping refuse using the cover of the night or darkness to dump refuse on the main road. That is somewhere they call the Shasha Road, right? They said it's very close to Abati Primary School or something. Let me check. What's the name again? Yeah, Abati Primary School, Shasha. Or Shasha Road. You know? Drive away from it, drive out of your own house, put all your refuse in the trunk of your car, drive a little far away from your house, and then dump them on the main road there and drive back. And then tomorrow morning, we can all possibly just point fingers at how incompetent the government is. Abi now, like I said, you see, majority of our people are not really against bad behavior. The only time they are against it is when they are caught or they are not benefiting directly from it. You know? Just like the other day when we saw those people who were scooping fuel in front of a barrack in Onitsha.
See people packing fuel. Tank can fall down here. See people packing fuel.
But let's go back to Lagos. A lot of you have heard about Morocco. Even people have gone to Morocco to go and make videos of how Morocco is dirty, dark water, and there has been effort of trying to get rid of them so that by the government or successive governments and politicians, in order for them to claim the land and all kind of stories you've heard about Morocco, right? But it seems that the rich nouveau of Lagos, they do not really care about the environment to start with. So they've started sand filling the water so that they can create their own small island next to that Morocco. And GRV uploaded a video this afternoon trying to raise awareness against that. I said, if this is not stopped, right? You see all this Lagos Island area, right? Whenever it rains, it will be so flooded that the disadvantage of what they are doing outweighs the advantage, because it's pretty much about greed and selfishness. Nobody really cares about the environment that much, per se. So in the GRV's short clip that I made to point out and raise the awareness about what is happening on this water next to Morocco, I have that clip. Let me share with you.
During the elections, I talked about how there were plans to start sand filling this Morocco area, and how this haphazard sand filling of our wetlands and our waterways are the prime reason for the flooding of Lagos State. It's unfortunate as well that this is going to lead to the displacement of a community that's over 200 years old. And this is also very unfortunate because when you look at how the case against Lagos State government and their handling of the funds that were meant to enrich the people of Vigilante that were displaced for the Dangote refinery land, how that has been handled. And again, another indigenous community of Lagos, the Egun people especially, that have been here for over 200 years, about to be displaced with this development. That's not going to take anything of their care, their welfare, their the work that they do. Nothing. They're just going to be displaced. This entire community is going to be displaced based on development. And when you see what they're building here, nobody in this community can afford to live here. Again, development should not be at the detriment and exclusion of the indigents and of the people of Lagos. Lagos does not have to be a Dubai if some percent of the people cannot afford to live in Dubai. Inclusive developments could have turned this into something that created a unique...
That's Morocco, rather. It's not Morocco. I don't know why Morocco is in my head. Morocco has already been taken over to some extent. That's Morocco. They are sand filling the water, okay, so that they will begin to sell land there, all right? And you see that free flow of water from the ocean down to what you have there, the spillover. So it's a matter of time that will be cut off. And yes, you're joking with flooding. That we ended up washing off both human and properties destroyed because of the greed, selfishness of some certain people. Somebody gave approval for that. Remember, you must know that, right? Nobody will just come from nowhere and start sand filling water because they want to build house on that. While at the other side, right, you have the Morocco. You see this dark, it's very dark, dirty water. People live inside that place. Underwater, people live there. Some say they should turn it to the Venice of Nigeria, Venice. They won't do that. You know? In Lagos, so somebody just raised the alarm, and I hope that those who probably are in charge of Lagos right now, they can put an end to that. Before, I'm not expecting them to, but I just wish that they will put an end to it before we begin to write RIP, adieu, in another 2-3 years. You know? So there's no effort or any plan of trying to build something for the people living in that area to to give them affordable housing, livable sort of accommodation. No. It's just about some greedy, selfish cons who just take advantage of a lawless place to feather their own nest. The contraption. Talking about feathering your nest. Just a few days ago, they were announcing that Tifnumbu has created commissions, development commissions, Southeast Development Commission, to be led by Ojius Okalu, the ex-convict. Do you know that? Do you? Okay, well, I just told you now. So they've created Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, and North Central. So in one of the appointments made by Tifnumbu, the children of Gandola, Bafarawa, and a few others children got the appointment to become members of this development commission. You know? I don't know if you have seen this though, but yeah. Joint proposal of the Speaker and the Deputy President of the Senate for those to serve as Director of Department of the Northwest Development Commission. You have Khalil Bako, Muhammad Mahdi Ali Wamako. That is a Wamako's son, right? Former Sokoto Governor's son. Then you have Asiyu Abdullahi Umaru Ganduje, Asiya. That's Babariga Mobile Banking CEO's daughter, Asiya. All right? You have Sanusi Balaturaki, Mohammed Kabir Sani, Ladi Banda. Still talking about the self-centeredness and selfishness of these rogues. The police IG, your illegal police IG, Kayode Igbetokun, who was supposed to be retiring or have retired, but falsified his age, falsified the time he joined the force in order for him to stay till 2027. And then suddenly, those who were his classmates who joined the police force just like him were to be retired. They told them to retire. And they said, no, we are not retiring. How can we retire? Igbetokun that was one of us, is still in service. He extended his stay. So all of us that also extended our own stay. You want us to go? So it has now become a court case, by the way. A lawless contraption. I'll keep reminding you, it is a lawless contraption. Right? So it is a court case right now where they said, no, go. They said, no, we are not going. Retire. No, we are not retiring. If Igbetokun is not retiring, we are not retiring too. So right now, it is a court case. So their court should determine if they should retire or not. Nigeria. Well, so they are in court for that now. If they explain Nigeria to you, and you claim to understand, and you are not mad, like you are not angry, they don't explain them well. They did not explain it to you very well. They lied to you. Because there's no way they will explain Nigeria to you and you won't sit down and be like, what the hell? What is it? What? Like that. That's getting really, really angry and say, what? What kind of a country is this? What kind of a country is this? Like the story of that man who was interviewed. I've said this before, but every time I remember that, like, how do you react when you're angry, right? Like angry at something about Nigeria. How do you react? What kind of a country is this? A trader was like going, excuse me, sir. Hello, sir. Is everything all right? Can we interview you? Blah, 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 blah. I said, oh, see, okay. Do you know what kind of a country is this? What happened, sir? What happened? This country, this Nigeria is a useless place. What happened, Oga? What happened? Tell us, what happened, sir? Can you imagine? Somebody came to my shop this morning, and they bought the goods worth 1.5 million naira. Say, okay, so is that not a good thing? Did they not pay you? Of course they paid me. And then I found out that out of the 1.5 million naira, 1 million of that money is fake money. Sorry, you. How did you know that it's a fake money? Because I found out later that it's a fake money. 1 million in this economy. Somebody will come to your shop and spend 1 million naira fake money. What kind of a country is this? Sir, so sorry, sir. So where is the money now? I've spent it. Sir? Yeah. What do you want me to do? I spent the money. Oh, you spend the fake money to somebody else? Yes. I mean, what kind of country is this? That kind of rage, that kind of anger that will make you feel like, what kind of a country is this? This country is not real. That is exactly how you should feel when they explain Nigeria to you. If they explain Nigeria to you and you just smile, then they lie to you. They just lie to you. You know? It is well. So, brethren, thank you so much for your time. I'm thinking we should take calls, but, we have, less traffic, so that should make it interesting, right? So, I am going to take a short break, okay? So, when I come back, we can take calls, just probably for a few minutes, right? Before we go to bed. Or if you have to go, remember, like the broadcast. Hear it, all right? And even subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, right? But to others who want to stay, the number to call is right there on your screen. Use it. And when I come back, we can talk or chat.
Pastor, Pastor, our mojo sticker ló show wa. Aje kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ipa pa ra run. Ye kan wa Bible tó je. O jẹ́ pé sagbe tàbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ra gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù àwòyí àárín o mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú báìbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù kí ni Jésù lò àfẹ́ rí lólò ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
They speak in tongue. So I have my first caller this evening, and I bet that must be Stanley. Is that you? Hello, sir.
Yes, my brother. How are you doing?
I am very well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. My wife is just saying that where can she get this song from you?
When can she what?
Where can she get the song? She likes the song.
Oh, I know. You'll be the second person actually asking. But okay, I'm gonna kind of like master your number and see if I can get it across to you. Then you can, you can.
Please. She says she likes it. She says she likes it.
Cassava Gariewa, I'll go look for it though. Go on.
Anyway, nothing much to say. Anyway, it's been. First of all, wish you a happy birthday. I know it's past, but I sent you a message. I don't know whether you saw it, but it's in the comment section.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yeah, I just said that. Well, nothing, just to wish you well. And we have been listening. I've been listening to you, and you're doing very well. I enjoy your program. I must commend. You're doing very well, and it's not easy sourcing all this information. You get all the information. You watch all
them within the time frame and all that. But it's because I've been doing it for a while now, so it's like I'm so used to it now.
Exactly. That's what I told my wife, because she was saying that
to do this like this, just
exactly. Yeah, because my wife was saying, how do you do this thing? That means you're going to be awake and try to source all this information and listen to news and all. I said, yeah. So it's a very huge job. It's taxing a lot.
Them every minute, every hour, put all of them together.
Exactly.
I would have to sit and then arrange. I'm like, okay, how am I going to
arrange them?
I'm glad that she likes it, and everyone likes it too.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you.
I'll get that video across to you if I can, pick it up from my archive, okay? And then yes,
please,
can have it on her phone too.
Please.
Cheers, sir.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So, indeed, some of these clips, right? I've had them for ages, and because I've got this collection. If you look at my screen like this, see this moving. 1 second. Let's see if I can get this set to you. Now you see this. It's like a collection of all of them. You see all this scroll up here. That's over 100 clips, and every now and then, whichever of them that's kind of like fits into whatever we are talking about, right? Or whatever I'm talking about. I just touch it and,
The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see. The more you look.
So some of them, they've been there for like so long that I have to kind of like start looking and searching for them everywhere and say, okay, I'm looking for this particular one. What's the keyword?
Since when Ebonyi, you never seen this kind of abuse before. Turubu, I must abuse you. Turubu, number 1, Oguokiyapa. Turubu, number 2, Oguokiyama. Turubu, number 3, Oguokiya your children. Turubu, number 4, Ogugo bury all your family. Turubu is a god to you. A god to you. Turubu is a god to you. And Wausa.
You get that now? So if you ask me, how can I get that particular one? I'm like, I'm just going to go look for it for you, because sincerely, right, they have been in the archive for ages. Some of them have been there for like 2 years, 3 years. Some have been there like about 4 years as well. Like it's been a long time, and you are likely not going to see them on the internet anymore, except on my political. But I'll look for it. Hello there.
Hello, Field Marshal.
Yes, sir. Aba?
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Please.
How is everybody? How is family?
Well, we can't really complain. We thank God. And thanks so much for asking.
Thank you very much.
Eba?
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah. I so much love the way you are doing well by pronouncing this Igbo names, Igbo language. Akwokukati waraki.
Really?
When you pronounce it,
you can tell I was like struggling to bring them together. You get?
And some Hausa languages you are trying to pronounce. You are doing good though, because it's not easy to pronounce this Akokokoti Waraki. It means the fowl egg that break pankane. That is the meaning of the name.
Yeah. See, I mean, I know that all these names, they have their meanings, okay? And that's why I'm always like, I wish I pronounced that right. Because, you know, if you don't pronounce something right, if you pronounce something wrong, right, you may be meaning something different entirely.
Yeah,
that's
yeah, my brother. Yeah, yeah.
Names as, you know, as Africans, so to say, right? If you mention something now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you don't pronounce it very well, you probably will be saying something different.
But you always pronouncing it very well. Like this evening, when you were pronouncing this year, I thought maybe you shake my, but you give it 100% perfectly.
Oh, yeah? I'll keep it up. Thank you, Papa. Thank you.
Well done, my brother. Well done, my brother. The other day you are talking about Mazi himself.
Oh,
you know,
Mazi,
I don't think this tomorrow that they're saying that they want Mazi to feature in the court. I don't think that thing will get heard as I'm seeing it, because not the same woman that they've rejected.
Sure, you get. Nyako just woke up and just wrote to Mazi's lawyers that they must present him in court tomorrow. So what is that all about? What is the change of mind? What is cooking? Nobody knows.
What is cooking?
Now, we will see.
Let's watch tomorrow morning. Already in some hours now, we be in tomorrow morning. There's no problem. But I am not in support of for them to bring in up Mazi in the court by tomorrow. I don't, because we don't know what they have already cooked at the back. So that is it. But at the same time, we are still up. We are still willing. We are still rising up. All those things is a babas.
All of us tomorrow, I just say, you are hereby discharged and acquitted. I say, oh,
acquitted.
That's shocking.
Or maybe that's shocking.
I mean,
maybe my spirit told. My spirit told me like this, or my spirit told me like this. That was last week, even. Right. But maybe let's see how tomorrow will happen.
No, see,
then another thing again.
Now that you're talking about your spirit, okay, I didn't share this.
Yeah,
I had a dream, right? That you know, it was featured on this platform, and it was because from nowhere, just from nowhere, it just said it's free to go, and all of us still in shock. We're like, maybe, in fact, it was in that my dream, it was like people were suspicious. Like
suspicious,
yeah. Something, maybe they released him because they wanted to harm him or something like that. But we were still happy as well to say, oh, well, at least it's free. So in that dream, and this was just like 2 days ago, seriously, 2 days ago. And
2 days ago, even at times, I normally see him on dreams.
Or thinking about all of this. And then yesterday they said, he must appear in court on Monday. I was like, oh, okay. Let's see.
Let's see what will happen. We hope to Almighty God to perform His own miracle, because everything depends on God, not on us. You understand?
I believe.
That is it. Another issue that we'll speak on is the other time you are talking about you want to go to Nigeria. You want to go do not make any move now, an inch of a move or no. So just exercise patience until the time that you will travel to Nigeria. You will see it by yourself, not someone that will tell you. You understand? So don't rush things. You understand?
I know. You know, I said something about that as well, right? I said, number one, I have not done anything wrong. I'm not a criminal, and
you are not. You are instead. You are doing. Yeah, you're doing 100%. You're doing 100% perfectly what you are supposed to do. Nobody is saying, we are at your back. Don't worry.
So then I was like, you know what? If I have been doing this for attention, here you get, I will be selfish, because you know what will happen. Now, if I ignore everybody's concern and I just put my bag and to Nigeria, and all of you just suddenly see me in Nigeria, and then something happened, I get probably kidnapped by them. Now, what will happen is that it is going to, you know, it's going to be like it will skyrocket what we call my popularity, because a lot of people didn't know about me before. They'll be wondering, what did the guy do? What did the guy do? They say, go and watch his video. Go and watch. You get that? So I will get all the attention. Here you get. But that would be so selfish.
Yes. It will be so selfish. That is why.
It will be selfish in the sense that my role right now as a little teacher for some people, as I am doing right now, is so consequential. It's so important that no matter how
it's so important, very much important. That's no matter that's what I'm
and I
that's where I'm going. Yes,
I need attention. Let me go, so that you can arrest me. You get?
Not that you will not travel. You will travel, but when the time comes, you will shoot by yourself, my brother. You shouldn't. Don't be worried. I know things. You have things to settle in hometown, in downtown in Nigeria. So, but you try to. I know the other time you are talking about land. So problem of land, but just.
I was supposed
keep it
to
by
go
the side.
And do my mom's, remembrance.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
But strong about it, and that was last year. Sincerely. This is why I was mentioning going or not going, was because I felt so strong that I wanted to go and do my mom's remembrance. Okay, 6 years of passing, right? Then I felt, that was when I started mentioning it too, but now I don't feel like it anymore. So, because there are so many other things, other factors that I'm like, no, they're always.
Relax your mind and be doing your teaching to us. There's no problem. Things will change. You will come better. The time you will travel, you will see by yourself. No, someone will not tell you. You understand? So keep on doing your great job that you're doing. Okay.
Thank you so much.
We love you so much.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you too. Okay.
Have a good one. Okay.
Okay.
God bless you. That's Emma on the line. Indeed, I have thought about it and I realized that for now, people may not know about Mayegun that much. And I do know that there are people who know Mayegun, but sincerely, not many actually knows about Mayegun. Do you know that? There are people that will just see Mayegun's diary political. And they'll be like, oh my God, why am I just finding out about this guy? How come I didn't know about this guy all these years? When some others will tell you that they have known Mayegun for 10 years, 11 years. Some will even refer back to when I used to kind of be in my kitchen here in Glasgow, remember? But there will be others that will be like, I started following you just last year. I started following you 2 years ago. Or it was my mom that recommended your channel, for me to go and see and watch you, this and that. But if I go to that contraption today, and then suddenly they kidnap me, their media and with the rest of them, they will pick it up. And everybody will begin to say, who be that guy? What did he do? I'm gonna go check out that guy, in mouth na fire. You get that now? And of course, it will kind of bring a much attention to Mayegun. So as they are going to be taking me to their court, because normally they would have to cook up something to charge me with, normally. But because I understand that no matter how little my role is in this whole kind of a struggle, right? It is not an act of a cowardice, okay? It is just that there are people whose state of mental health depends on tuning in every evening, listening to an update from Mayegun, and no matter how little that effort is so crucial. And I'm not really kind of like a selfish enough for attention that way. I am somebody who doesn't really like to be at the center of, of anything, except if circumstances or what have you pushes me there. Like, for those who are really closer to me, they will tell you, I do not want to be the center of attraction of anything. I just want to do my own little bits, expose the little I can, and let the posterity be the judge. Of course, there will be a time that indeed I'll be in Nigeria. Okay. I still strongly believe that nobody can really touch me if I go to that place, because I've done nothing wrong. Nothing. But you are talking about a contraption, a lawless contraption whereby you don't even have to do anything at all. Like not doing anything at all itself, right? It's also a crime. It's a place where men of low self-esteem are holding political power. And therefore, their egos always get so bruised for what people say about them on social media. So they would want to pounce on you just to massage their ego, to make themselves feel powerful. They pounce on you and, you know. So, but yeah, when the time is right, all right? So now I can be going to America every few months if I want to now. Now that I feel like I want to travel, I want to. So if I'm feeling like I want to, I'm bored. You know, I'm bored in the UK. You know what? Maybe I should just go to Canada and spend maybe a week, or maybe I should just go to the US and spend there 2 days or 3 days. You get what I mean now? Like I could be going to the US every. I won't, but I'm just saying I could be going to the US every month, just 2 days, 3 days. Yeah, just go there to go and take selfie, then fly back again instead of going to Nigeria. I'm just saying, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for that, and thanks for your concern. Okay, I do not have that plan anymore, sincerely. Okay, but give me a sec.
What shall I say unto the Lord? Yes, Lord. All I have to say, thank you, Lord. What shall I say? Thank you, What shall I say unto the Lord? Yes, Lord. All I have to say, thank you, Lord. What shall I?
Lord, thank you. Hello, sir.
My year, Baba.
Baba. How you doing?
My year, Baba. I'm good. Good evening. Happy Sunday, Baba. I greet you.
Same to you. Thanks so much for
Yeah,
calling in.
thank
Please.
you. Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you for all your efforts, you know, updating, giving us hope every day, because it's not easy, to be honest to you, Baba. You know, if I'm thinking about it every day, I always get so angry, and, you know, it's always messed up with my mental health. But you've been the one that has been encouraging everybody, you know, you've been giving us a lot of hope. You understand? Even where there's no hope, you've been giving us hope. And, you know, we are seeing a better future where, you know, things can radically change
So
at
that people
once.
can stand up and
So,
fight for real.
Absolutely, because they will get to a point whereby, you know, every day for thief, one day for the owner. It will just take a turn suddenly, and, you know, things will just change drastically. So I want to thank you very much for that hope.
Thank you so much for love, Baba.
Yeah. So I would like to touch on this PDP crisis. First of all, I don't see that party coming back, to be honest, because that party has been, you know, decimated totally. And if you look at everybody in that party, they are actually working for the APC.
Almost.
Including Solo Makinde of Ibadan.
That's right.
Because, yeah, if you look at APC, what they are trying to do, they are trying to turn Nigeria to a one-party state, just like China, the Chinese people did. And if you want to do that, at least the people will see the good things you're doing, the positive things, you know, that makes sense, that will give the people hope, and they can even support you. Why today, an average Chinese people, they will back their, you know, what was it called? Their Communist Party here in China. They will back them up. They support them because they are doing a lot of social development. They are going a lot in technology advancement.
Yes, exactly.
You understand?
Lifting
Even
people out of poverty. About this,
absolutely.
Lifted, you know, in a single year, they lifted over 300 million people out of poverty.
Yes. Yes. But Baba, I used to have a lady, a Kenya lady. She's just like my girlfriend in China. She has moved back to Kenya now. During that COVID, she was the one giving me updates. She was just a student there, and she was teaching in a school, and she was earning about maybe $2,000 every month back then. And and she told me, if you see the house that she was living, 1-bedroom apartment that she's living, skyscraper, Mayegun, she video of that house for me everywhere in that city. If you see that city, how they've infrastructure,
Baba,
I was
China
like,
is like 20 years
I
ahead of the
swear,
rest of the world right now.
I swear, Mayegun, and I swear, if you see bridges, if you see different infrastructure, so from there, if you are seeing all those kind of things, won't you support that kind of a political party? Won't you want to die for them, to make them even be in the power for a very long time? And look at the Chinese people now. Look at that guy. There is a young guy that just came out that developed DeepSeek. You know that AI, this thing, AI company now, that he wiped away $1 trillion from the US stock market. And everybody was on their toes in America. That guy developed that AI company, that application, with the help of the communist government. A few days ago, I saw a video when they did like a what's it called, questioning. Long time ago, when that guy was about maybe 2021, when he was building that application, the Chinese communist government called him that, okay, what do you need? What assistance? And they provided him with money, funds, and he built that company. And now today, they've estimated that company to worth well over $1 billion in the space of days. And now, before middle of this year, they said that company will worth more than $20 billion. Just imagine, with the help of the communist governments, that they provided funding for the guy, young tech. That's why you see all these Chinese now, they are the one leading. It's not more even Indian. Indian they cannot stay in their country. They are traveling everywhere. If you go to Canada, go to UK, everywhere. India, they are filled everywhere up. You understand? But Chinese people, hardly will you see them traveling because their government have made their country to be conducive for them. They are giving them money. They will just tell them, if you go and study abroad, make sure you come back. And they will provide an environment that they can easily, exhibit all their potentials, and they will make it there. You understand? So, looking at the Nigerian pattern of
that for Nigeria to actually cling on to. But it's all about power and control for these ones.
Control. They don't have vision.
No.
Just like what you've been saying, and Dele Faro team, EDF, dirty, thinking, stupid, idiotic, elites that we've got. They don't use their power, their connection to better their own people's life. Look at Lagos, Baba. I went to Lagos. That was early last year, 2024. I was, I couldn't go out. Bad roads. Lagos that used to be center of excellence. That everybody, commercial capital of the country. Everywhere. Baba, a friend, a neighbor where I'm living in Lagos had a car accident. He's a medical doctor, a young boy. He's a young boy. He studied in Ukraine. He studied medicine in Ukraine. Because of that war, he came back to Nigeria. He got a job, and now he was planning to even jackpot, maybe to go to Canada or UK. And a few days ago, about maybe 2 weeks now, he had a car accident on that Oshu, the Apapa Express Road. A trailer climbed his car and he died suddenly.
Oh my God!
Because he's a Muslim, they buried him the following day. Just imagine. Young boy is about 34.
Die. That's what they say
Absolutely.
about Nigeria. Nigeria is a place where dream goes to and dies.
It is sad, Mayegun. It's sad. Yeah. Look at APC, what they are doing. They are killing people. Look at Fulani herdsmen. I believe that Fulani herdsmen issue is part of their, leverage, their negotiation during that 2015 when they thought Goodluck Jonathan won't, he won't leave power for them. So they've had all those agreements with the Fulani herdsmen. That's why you heard Fulani herdsmen back then. You told us that they were saying during Boko Haram's regime that Boko Haram himself should come outside and talk to them. He should come and tell them that they will kill him. Is that the agreement he had with them? So? It means that Boko Haram even sat with them, had talked to them, had an agreement in place.
They used them. There were videos. There are videos.
Exactly.
To verify that. These guys said,
lot of videos.
They said they didn't give them what they promised them. That they only used them for election.
Exactly.
Fulani, we know the vote.
We know the vote.
But they are there, armed, terrorists. In northern Nigeria right now, they said they used them for election and they did not give them anything. So they resorted into kidnapping.
Kidnapping. That's what they are doing now. And they are working. Now,
do you know how many farms? Do you know how many farms they have destroyed?
In Yoruba land, in Igbo land. Yes, I used to see the video, Baba. Thank God for you that you used to bring it for us. Yeah. Lot of videos, hundreds of videos.
This is the particular reason why Nigeria is having a food crisis right now.
Yes, now it's part of it now.
Apart from the failure of APC, which is part of the failure anyway, right? They destroyed people's farms. People can no longer grow their own food. Talk less of being able to feed themselves.
It's sad. It's sad. Baba, a lot of Nigerians came from abroad. Some that were living in Nigeria, they went to take loans, runnings in multi-million naira loans to go and do farm. Many of them, Lagos Badon Express Road, Agbara, Badagry, different. I know someone who came, he has lived like about 20 years in China. He came and he brought about 500 million naira and he went to Osun State. Now they are eating all his crops. He told me about a few weeks ago when I spoke to him, they are eating every day. This Fulani
stories, right? See, you need to hear the people's stories on those who have actually like run into this crisis of the Fulani, this Fulani, that, like heartbreaking stories. People took loans from bank, okay? People took loan, 100 million, 200 million, at ridiculous interest, only for them to actually lose everything. Life, so people who are like, true life story. These are human beings who are victims.
Yes.
Direct victims.
Yeah, Baba, it's true. I know people that went to Agbara, you know those Agbara area. You know, I told you the other day when I called, I have even my uncle has like over maybe 50 or 100 acres of land there that he planted, did a lot of stuff on.
Do you know some people actually abandoned their farms too? When this issue of Fulani, this and that was
Fulani,
they cultivated
they were
and they abandoned
them.
it, they didn't go back there. There are people who actually abandoned their farms, they didn't go back anymore.
Absolutely, you are correct. I watched a video during that Dr. Aborode, when Sunday Go went to that place in this thing, Oyo, and I watched a video where a man said even many of them that they cannot go to farm again because if you go to farm, you meet them there. Their cow is eating everything, and they will confront you. They will tell you there's no compensation for you. We own Nigeria. We can do anything.
Will kill you.
Absolutely,
kill you.
Absolutely. And when they kill people, that is it. There's nothing. No, there was a man that said they went to police station now to go and report, and that a police sergeant called them aside and advised them that because they are Satana, that police sergeant is an Igbo man, and told them that, see, there is an order from Buhari during that time that Buhari said they should not touch any Fulani man, and that same thing is still in place. Look at Tifnubu Kolu now. He cannot do anything. Since he got there, he has not even mentioned the whole thing about Fulani men killing his people, going around doing all sort of things. He's not even talking about. He doesn't care. He has used the Yoruba people as a leverage for negotiation. That whatever he wants to do it for them, kill them, take their land, go and do Sharia. Just let me be president. That is it. It is very sad. And also for all these Anambra, all these issues going on, I've seen a lot of videos people have been posting, especially people from that side, eastern part of Nigeria, that Sienna is now going around. Everything you've been saying is absolutely true. I've spoken to a few people on my WhatsApp status. I have friends, family friends, they came from Igbo land, they are Igbo. They've been telling me the same thing you've been saying, Baba. Yeah, I really thank you so much.
God bless you, Baba.
For all this awareness and everything.
On all these issues.
Absolutely, Baba. You're trying a lot.
Those who are like voiceless, because until people write this, right? Baba, the future is bleak. See,
it's bleak. It's bleak. Someone told me that they've killed a lot of people. It's sad. Anyway, thank you. Let me let other people call in. Thank you so much. God bless you, Baba. I really appreciate, Baba.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, nice one, Baba. Indeed. You see, if you are not a victim, the reason why you watch Mayegun's Diary Politico is to let you know that when we talk about the happenings, don't just see it as news. Do you understand? Because sometimes there are people who will be like, if it doesn't happen to them, maybe it is not really happening. On Mayegun's Diary Politico, I do not make the news. I report events. And the events that I report always have their victims. And the victims are real. They are human beings with flesh and blood. So what I try to do on this platform is to kind of paint enough picture that you, that is yet to be a direct victim of any of this, to imagine it, put yourself in that frame, and imagine if that is happening to you. How would you actually really react? You know? Let's take this. Hello, sir.
Hello, Michael.
Oh, hello. How are you, Baba?
Long time.
I know. It's been a while. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Okay?
I can hear you now.
Grand. And I can hear you too. It seems the line was like breaking up earlier.
I don't know what happened. I think maybe the people that want coming after you are coming after my line.
It's better now. It's better.
Yeah, it's better. Anyway, I'm just gonna thanks anyway. You're looking fresher and dapper now compared to before. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to wear your traditional attire.
Thank you. Anyway.
And I noticed you stopped doing is it the Monday one you normally do where the people go on video call and join you on video?
We call it the People's Parliament. But there is something around that, okay? You know, things got heated up enough that some people started, backing out. Because you see, this platform, to be honest, right, is a bit controversial on its own. So, and there are so many of them monitoring this platform as well. So people started receiving calls from their loved ones and said, I saw you on Mayegun, be careful, be careful. So that's why I had to kind of slow it down. And usually I put out a poll and say, would you want us to have our people's parliaments so that we can have everybody on? And I have not done that lately. So that is why you haven't seen people on. It's because if you appear on Mayegun's Diary Politico, you have no idea who is watching. People get a bit of like a check on them. So you two, you're on that. I saw you on, and not be everybody have the same liver like us, Some people just want to live their life quietly. So that's why I kind of slowed it down,
Oh, okay. It's good anyway. At least you're being considerate to the people that are coming along. That's the most important thing. It's a two-way communication. You're doing your bit and they're doing their bit.
Exactly.
But yeah, anyway, I won't take much of your time because I know you're a very busy man and you have a lot of people on the call.
Let's fire.
I'm still gonna go back to what I was telling you a couple of months back. Or was it last year when I called last? That they're trying to create a hierarchy where somebody at the top will be taken from next stage to the next stage. Before the next election, you will know who is going to be your president or whoever is going to be there. And like I said, everybody have their own foot soldier. And when I was saying it, then people didn't understand it. What the guy just called earlier, just confirming it again, is that we're going to have a one-party state. The other political parties will be like shadow political parties, but they don't exist. But the APC will control virtually everything. And the cliques that are coming on board are cliques that Tinubu finish his own term, he selects the next person. What they're doing in Lagos, because they can start doing on a federal level. But now it's going to be a more bigger, is it GIF they call them, whatever they call them in Lagos. There's a group in Lagos that control whoever becomes the governor.
Yeah, they call them GAC, GAC.
GAC, yeah. So they're going to have like a new ruling council for the federal. Everybody will bring their own candidate. But the idea is it makes it look like you're participating, but you're not participating. That is why they will never allow you to have independent candidates in Nigeria.
So
what are they going to do to Obi now?
To resist at the end of the day. You see, we've projected this as well, if you remember, right? That just like when PDP's power also reached its own zenith, it burst
16 years
from within.
16 years, it busted, yeah.
So they have to burst from within because they have to destroy themselves from within. And it is already cooking with APC. So even if this guy rigged himself in 2027 and he manages to push it to 2031, by the time he is done, it's all this projection of trying to recreate what they had in Lagos would have been defeated, because right now it is a one-man show where they have not had any meeting in APC, no Congress, no nothing, just one-man show right now. So I mean, by so doing, right, it has to be like an internal burst that will kind of implode, an internal implosion like that of PDP. That's the only way APC will be destroyed. But anything external is, without the internal, the external is just, it's never going to be effective.
You're correct. It's just like what happened in Lagos when they removed the speaker. The good thing about, I will say, don't get me wrong, I'm not a ardent supporter of Tinubu, but sometimes even your enemy will end up doing something that makes you say, you know what, this guy tried. The good thing I like about him is that as soon as they removed the speaker in Lagos, they found a way to make sure that he is not too disgruntled. We need him for 2027 because that guy has been in the game from the get-go. He knows in and out of what happened in that GAC. He's probably attended meetings that he's not supposed to attend. The only thing I will say is two things going to happen to him. It's either they give him what they want or they kill him. If they can kill Fushon Williams, kill Walayi, they can kill him. So he knows too much for his own good. That's why they don't want to. That's why they don't want to do anything to him. But I'm not guaranteeing you that that guy is going to see 2027. We're probably going to come back maybe a year or two later to discuss this.
That will be up to him. If he doesn't just disappear, like just go away, if he continue to try to be a problem, then yeah, that may be the
He cannot
situation.
disappear. You used to have a job before you came to broadcast, then you now gradually left your job and started doing this full time. These people don't have any other job apart from politics. He cannot disappear. He cannot go back. That is the problem with Nigerian politicians. The Nigerian politicians are like Nigerian pastors. They don't have nothing to fall back on. They only rely on those easy money. So the problem he's having now is he has access to so much money, so much power. Now all that has been taken out from him. He's reacted and told him, listen, you want EFCC or you want to calm down? We're still going to give you something, but let the GAC decide. When they decide, they're going to let you know. That's why it's kind of piped down the way. But I think, left for me, if I'm him, I'll start looking at ways to leave the country. Because for them to get to the point of removing you, meaning that they've already decided what they're going to do with you. It's just that the reaction you're giving them was not what they expected. So they kind of pop you down a bit, pending when they're going to find a way to get rid of you. Because tell me whoever has ever gone against Tinubu that has stayed alive.
I don't see him as challenging him anyway, not even now, not ever. But like you said, if you try to play a spoiler, then we probably will just find his body floating in one of the rivers anyway. So we'll see.
The reason why I say he may be dead is because this guy in power cannot go back again.
No.
What's his name? What was the Lagos State governor again?
Anyway.
So he's finished his term. So if you bring any good, strong candidate to Lagos, you're more likely to win an election. And this guy can easily tell them the secret of how they used to win the Lagos election. So put one and one together, you understand what I'm trying to say.
I get you. I do.
That is why I say he's more of a danger right now. And Tinubu is not going back again after 2027. So it's like he's like the only person I can use. Just like what happened to PDP when Atiku left PDP and went to APC. Atiku took about 40% of PDP with him.
He did.
And that cost PDP the next election when Jonathan lost the election. So that is what I'm looking at. However, with regards to Anambra election, so you don't know that there was this problem all this while. Why all of a sudden, in the year of the election, that's when he started looking at security matters? These guys have been on TikTok everywhere, boasting about what they can do.
Of how to create a whirlwind.
Yeah, so he created a distraction because he has not achieved anything. So by doing that, now they say he's doing something about it. That is it. And that's he's gonna. And don't be surprised. Most of the people they are picking up are people that did not commit any offense. They're gonna pick them up.
It's almost that because they've had the innocent people killed, whose families have come out to say, "This is so wrong. Like these guys were not what you said they were. Like there is no investigation, no probing, no nothing. Just
No trial, nothing. No, yeah, just extrajudicial killing, and that's what's going on.
Man. Sad.
And that until he wins the election, that shows you the level of desperation the average African politicians is. They don't have any. Soludo is good. He's a lecturer. He's not a administrator. There's a difference between somebody that can lecture you, teach you something, and somebody that can actually run something.
Like really have an hands-on relay practice or something like that than somebody who is just theory and practical. They are two different things.
For example, I can be looking at you and say, Michael, oh, the color is this, is that, is that. I can give you all that suggestion. But if I've never run a studio before, I wouldn't know the kind of equipment you need to achieve that lightning that I want you to achieve. You will know because you've been in there. You've seen the effect from when you are in the kitchen and all to where you are now. That is different. And until people start saying, what has this person been doing before you came into power? We have to start relating, what is your background? What have you achieved? How many companies have you run?
Yep.
Government is a business.
Successfully.
Government is a business. The income of a government is taxes and sales of national assets. And they have to distribute it among the workers, which are the citizens. Government, if you cannot run a business, you cannot run government.
Shouldn't be me.
Anybody that wants to aspire to be in any political position, go and check it.
You should have run
if you're not
successfully, but not in Nigeria, though.
Thank you. No, in Nigeria, who, as I'm talking to you, even this one you're criticizing them. Tomorrow, if they decide to find somebody that is close to you, they say, okay, come and become governor. They will tell the person to become governor tomorrow. What happened in Edo State? That guy cannot even read his name, his own name. If you write it when you say pronounce it properly, he just know the sound because it's a dialect. Tell him to pronounce it in an English, he cannot pronounce it. I'm not saying he's an illiterate. He will probably speak his language better, but it's annoying when you project somebody and say this person has doctorate degree, PhD or whatever, but the person cannot even string two sentences together. You're better off telling me, oh, but this guy is a market man. He can sell in the market. That's what he knows how to do. I will accept him that way. And I'll vote for him because he can deliver based on what he can do. Don't come and make him so fanciful. Then when these things we do on social media, on all these places, they are for posterity.
That's right.
200 years from now, somebody can play this video.
That's right.
So what does that person learn from that guy? So it's annoying sometimes when you look at it. I'm sorry, let me not keep you. Sometimes I get upset, but let me just leave it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's great to hear from you again. And Happy New Year. Come to 2025.
Same to you.
This is going to be an eventful year, though, But thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Politics have started. 2027 has started already.
I know. Take care, okay? Thank you so much for calling
in. Take care.
Yes, sir. Indeed. I remember saying it to people that I am not... I am not a freedom fighter, and I'm not even a journalist. The reason why I won't claim to be any of that is because I am not. And I don't have experience in that. If you see activists, I call myself a concerned citizen, right? A Yoruba man, a concerned citizen who believes that the actions and the inactions of these rogues has impacts on my life and the lives of people around me. And the only way I can possibly protest or fight back is to use my voice, use my platform to raise awareness on the danger, the awareness on the danger of enabling these guys to do what they are doing, because their actions impact our lives. And maybe in the process, I'm able to awaken the consciousness of a lot of people. And by so doing, we're able to form a bond or a powerful one that could be a resistance voice. Because in the process of resisting them, we are likely going to be saving our lives and the lives of the generations yet unborn. But when you see activists who want to be physically engaging with these guys, they are different people. When you look at investigative journalists whose calling and training has to do with digging deep, digging the action and the inaction of these guys, and then flinging into in their faces, right? They are also different. So you have to give credit to those who are in that category. And there's no point in ascribing that kind of sophistication to myself, because when time comes for me to actually show that I'm a journalist or I'm a activist, I may not have all the prerequisite, experience to actually challenge them. Yeah, it may sound somehow to you, but it is true, So there's no point in trying to misrepresent myself, because for what I believe I am so capable, right, in expressing myself, as a concerned citizen, angry one, and the rest of that. Then I'm looking for other angry people, angry citizens who want to have a reason to be angry, right? And if we end up having this or reaching this critical mass, we also have a role. We have this very, very kind of like effective role we can play. And it has to be a role of number, game of number, where people are like, I have a reason to fight these people. I have a reason to stand up. I have a reason to speak up. That kind of thing. So we can force their hands. We can force them to do what is right on our own terms, than for us to present ourselves and be like, I'm not a freedom fighter. There are freedom fighters who are interested in being physical, right? Here is a caller. Hello. Did I miss you? Okay, sorry, I missed that caller. Probably they called in and they felt like maybe I wasn't hearing them. And I actually put you on hold, though. Do you get what I'm trying to say there, right? So when you look at when somebody said, "Oh, you are a new," you are a new Namdekan. I'm like, no, don't disrespect that man. Okay, his own calling is so very straightforward. He knows what is up against, and it was pretty much like calculative enough that it felt like even if they have to kill him, all right, it will make so much impression on millions of people who are also likely going to follow in his footstep. That's a huge difference. When on my own part, mine is to raise the consciousness of the people so that when we want to fight, we fight together, not trying to be somebody who is ready to say, I will sacrifice myself for you, and I hope that you will fight if they take me. That is different. Do you get what I'm saying, right? No? Anyway, I'll come back to it. Hello. Are you there, by the way? Okay. That's another network issue, I would say, even though they are pretty much connected. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to say. When you look at David Undenyi, for example, somebody who actually thread where giants would never dare. You get what I mean? Somebody who was willing, he is trained as an investigative journalist, and they always kind of kill investigative journalists because they will go and dig out something that you and I have no idea or any clue about at all. They go deeper to unravel hidden secrets. They always look for the hidden secret of the people who are leading double life out there. Here you get. And in most cases, right, they kill them. And to them, that's their own calling. We expose these criminals, and hopefully the citizens who are their victims can use this information to go after these rogues. They are not guaranteed that the citizens will go after them, which is their own calling. Meanwhile, I want you to know that except you are willing and ready to fight, there is nobody who is coming to fight for you. There's no Jesus, there's no black Jesus coming to save you. If you are not willing and ready to also sweat it out, that's a different. So raising the consciousness of people and say, let us all stand up and kind of like reject what is wrong and embrace what is right. You know, until then, right? We'll keep teaching. Did I get you back on? Hello? I don't know. This is going to be your own side, my caller. Okay.
Hello.
If you can't hear me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, grand. And I can hear you too. How you doing, sir?
Good, are you?
Well, very well. Thanks for asking.
Okay, yeah, I'm a first-time caller. I'm calling from Italy.
Oh, bless you. No wonder, because sometimes when people call in like that, right, I may pick the call, put you on hold, and then come back to you. But it seems like being a first-time caller, you felt like, oh, he can't hear me. Let me hang up. But I'm glad you called back anyway.
Yeah.
Please.
So I just want to say a few things. I started listening to your broadcast and in the recent past, and I really want to commend you. You are really doing great job. You are really doing great job. I wish that we have so many people like you that will be speaking up, because that contraction called Nigeria is, if not by, sometimes there's no better word to say than to say, if not by the grace of God, that country will just is just gone. I came back from that. Came back 2 months ago from Nigeria. It's I don't know what to say. In my very eyes, they kidnapped this young woman, banker, coming from work, and they took her away, left her car, left her jeep that was at Imo State around 7 p.m. And the other terrible things that are going on there. Nobody cares, no security, nothing.
Like people are just on their
own. Yes. So I just want to call. We also be calling. You are doing a great job. We're listening to you. In fact, I'm introducing your program to my colleagues at the place of work. I do tell them that there's a voice like that of somebody say like that of Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah. So
that is a great compliment. When people say that to me, I'm like, oh, thank you. Even though it's pretty much fun for me, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Because you are. I can see that you are genuine. Because being a man, permit me to use the word, from Yoruba nation, and speaking against the evil of this government, not minding that this person is from my tribe. That is to say that you are really genuine. They are pursuing a genuine cause, like some other people too, like Dele Farutimi. So I just want to encourage you. You are doing a great job, and the Lord will richly reward you.
Thank you very much. And thanks so much for calling in anyway. It's such a pleasure to have you on as a first-time caller. But we usually have this welcome, gong for the first-time callers. That is to announce it and say, we have the first-time caller, So it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers. Nice one. So if you are a first-time caller on Mayegun's Diary Political, sometimes when you call in like that, I may pick the call, and then you'll be hearing me kind of like talk. And sometimes you may be talking as well, and I will be hearing you, but others won't. But in most cases, I'm just, except when I turn back and be like, hello. That's the moment I have released your voice to all our listeners. And so don't hang up. Because sometimes it can be very busy, that if you manage to get through, don't hang up, because you may not get back. You may not get back in again. So that's for anybody who is a first-time caller or a would-be first-time caller on Mayegun's Diary Political. So it's been a pleasure. Tonight we've had again a wonderful night. Depends on which of the topics really got you. Glued, or got you pretty much like interested more, or probably also got you more thinking about the situation of that contraption. So we all know that yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims, while today's survivors are tomorrow's victims. So every day is an opportunity for us to share, an information to enlighten ourselves. Because, they say if you live, your everyday like it's your last. One day you are going to be right. Do you understand what that means, right? Say live your life every day like it is your last. So whatever you need to say today or do today, do it today. Because today may be your last. And as they say, yeah, when you live every day like it is your last day, one day you are going to be right. So this contraption is there to take our lives. Nigeria and those, the ruiners of that Nigeria, they are like the weapons fashioned against us. So every day is an opportunity. Every day you wake up is an opportunity for you to possibly plant a seed that will likely be, that will germinate and be the seed of a liberation. Don't hold it to yourself. Don't be so selfish and say, if it hasn't happened to you, then maybe it is not happening. Because one day you and I could be the next victim. And that is why we say, live every day like it is your last. Because one day you are going to be right. One day will be your last. One day, I live my life every day like it is my last as well. Yes, I have planned. I can say I have planned for tomorrow. I have planned for next month. I have planned for next year. But those are just plans. For my every day, like I spend it on this platform, is an opportunity to win a soul, educate a mind, because I believe that I am living my every day like it is my last. And one day, I will be right. Until then, right, I will never stop hearing what you need to know. Okay? And I hope you too will never stop educating your mind and make yourself a temple of decency, a temple of, make your heart, your soul, the temple of honesty, clarity, a place where a genuine flower of love actually blossom, grows. Mayegun's Diary Politico is where we now water that soul of yours, because one day we are going to reach that critical mass, the critical mass that will likely change our story, turn the tide, turn the corners, they used to say, and then we will change our stories. We will change our own history. We will change our destiny eventually. So until then, just remember, live every day like it is your last. Good night from here. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I shall see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà gbówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.